Hello dear pharmacy student, my name is Jaisri Kokar and I am working as a lecturer at Heterocyclic College of Pharmacy, Goregaon. Today we will be discuss about the nomenclature of heterocyclic compound. But before starting the nomenclature, you should know about heterocyclic compound. So basically, organic compounds are classified into the two types: straight chain compounds and cyclic compounds or ring compounds. And that cyclic compounds are again subdivided into the two categories: homocyclic compound and heterocyclic compound. So homocyclic compounds are composed of all carbon atoms, but heterocyclic compounds contain at least one different kind of the atom other than the carbon atom. That is called as heterocyclic compound. Simply, heterocyclic compounds means what? The cyclic compound which contains at least one different atom other than the carbon atom, that is called as heterocyclic compound. So our today's topic is the nomenclature of that heterocyclic compound. So heterocyclic compound or the nomenclature of the heterocyclic compound is totally depend on the three components. First, prefix, second, stem, or you can say it as a root word, and third one is the suffix. So prefix is used for the starting of name, stem is the middle, and suffix is the last of the name. So prefix is depend on the heteroatom, means which type of the heteroatom is present in your ring or the heterocyclic ring. Prefix is depend on the heteroatom. So when your heterocyclic compound contain oxygen as a heteroatom, then the prefix will be oxa. If nitrogen, then prefix will be aza. And if your heterocyclic ring contain sulfur as a heteroatom, then prefix will be thia. And at last, when your heterocyclic ring contains phosphorus, then prefix will be the phosphor. So this is about the prefix, and the prefix is depend on the type of the heteroatom. Then middle of your nomenclature or middle of your name of your heterocyclic ring is stem. So stem is totally depend on the ring size, means your ring is composed of how much member, 3 member, 4 member or 5 member. So your ring, if your ring contains 3 members, 3 atoms, then stem will be IR. For 4 it will be ET. For 5 it will be OL. For 6 it will be iron, and for 7 it will be Cp, for 8 OC, for 9 OM, and for 8 EC. This is the stem for the nomenclature of heterocyclic compound. And the last part, that is suffix. Suffix means the end of that name. So suffix is depend on the ring saturation. Ring saturation means what? Your ring is saturated or unsaturated. Saturated means what? Ring is made up of totally single bond, and unsaturated means what? There is a alternate single or double bond. That is called as unsaturated ring. If your ring is saturated, then what will be the suffix? If your ring is saturated, totally saturated means there is no any double bond. All ring is made up of the single bond. Then ring size. If your ring size is 3 to 10 member, then suffix will be ANE. And if your saturated ring contains 3, 4, 5 members with nitrogen, means your ring is contain nitrogen and the member is 3, 4 or 5, then the suffix will be IDINE. Okay, means for saturated ring there are 2 different kind of the suffix used. It depends on the nitrogen, presence of nitrogen, and how much members are present in that particular ring. If your ring is fully saturated and it does not contain any nitrogen atom, then the suffix will be plain ANE. But your ring is fully saturated but it contains nitrogen and that ring is 3, 4 or 5 member, then definitely suffix must be RDRNE. So this is about the saturated ring and suffix used for the saturated ring. Then come towards the next unsaturated ring. If you want to name the heterocyclic compound and your ring is unsaturated, then again there are 2 categories. size is 3, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then the suffix will be ine, ine. And if your ring is saturated but it is 4 or 5 or 6 member, then suffix will be only e. So this is the formula for nomenclature of the heterocyclic compound. I will repeat the content. Listen carefully. Your nomenclature, heterocyclic nomenclature is totally depend on the prefix, stem and suffix. And prefix is depend on the heteroatom only, means which type of the heteroatom is present in your ring, either oxygen or nitrogen or sulfur. Means if your ring contains nitrogen as a heteroatom, then prefix must be za. If your ring contains sulfur as a heteroatom, then prefix must be a thioid. Next component is the stem, means stem root word of the heterocyclic compound. So root word is totally depend on the ring size, means how much members are present in your ring. So these are the particulars root words for the heterocyclic ring. Then last one is the suffix. So suffix is depend on the saturation, saturated ring or unsaturated ring. For the saturated ring, if your ring is fully saturated with 3 to 10 members, then suffix will be ane. And if your ring is fully saturated but there is the presence of nitrogen as a heteroatom and ring size is 3, 4 or 5 members, then suffix will be ine. Okay? And for unsaturated heterocyclic ring, suffix is depend on again ring size. So if your ring size is 3 members, 7, 8, 9 and 10, then the suffix will be ine. And if your ring size is 4 or 5 or 6 members, then suffix will be e. So now for your more understanding, take some examples that will help you nomenclature of the heterocyclic ring. So take one example. So you can see this is the 3-member saturated ring and which contains nitrogen as a heteroatom. Okay, so consider this formula for the nomenclature. Your ring is 3-member and which contains nitrogen as a heteroatom. So prefix is depend on the heteroatom. As I already told you, prefix is totally depend on the type of heteroatom. So in your example, heteroatom is nitrogen. Then what will be the prefix? Aza. So write down here aza. Then stem word. So stem word of the root word is depend on the how much members are present in your heterocyclic ring. So you can see this is a 3-member ring. Okay, this is the 3-member ring. That's why your stem word will be IR. So write down here IR. And last one is the suffix. So suffix is depend on the saturation. So you can see your ring is fully saturated. So consider this portion, saturated. Here your ring is saturated but it contains nitrogen as a heteroatom. So you consider this. Your ring is fully saturated and that ring contains 3 members with nitrogen. Their suffix is rdine. So write down your suffix here. Now compile these 3 words, so you will get the name of your heterocyclic ring. So compile. So before compiling, there is again one rule that if your name contains simultaneously 2 vowels, then the first vowel will be diminished. Here EA and I both are the vowels. That's why your A cancel here and then name will be AJIRIDRE. So name will be Aziridine. So this is the example of heterocyclic ring which contains nitrogen as a heteroatom which contains nitrogen as a heteroatom, and this is the 3-member ring. So name will be aziridium. Now consider the second example. Again, here your ring is heavy member and which contains sulfur as a heteroatom. So prefix is depend on the heteroatom. Prefix will be thia. So write down here thia plus root word. So how much members are present in your ring is depend on is 5. So root word will be OL. And last suffix, your ring is saturated and is 3 to 10 members, is 5 members. That's why suffix will be ANE. And the last rule is what? If your word contains simultaneously 2 vowels, then starting vowel will be diminished and name will be THIOLANE. Means name of this ring is the thiolate. Okay, I hope you understood and enjoyed the session. Thank you.